Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach. All the information from me is below. I mainly coach in audio exchange and emails, and most of my packages also include telephone sessions. My coaching is drastically different from any other coach under the sun. You name a coach, I am better than them in that I take way more interest than any other coach in my clients. This is imperative for me to get to know you, what kind of blueprint you're currently operating from in order to help you. I help people around the world. I've been working with celebrities, famous people, rock and roll, actors, models, comedians. And in the last couple of years, I decided to start this channel. I actually started this channel during COVID just because I wanted to inspire people, to uplift them. This is how it all began. And then essentially, about a year ago, I started coaching people from YouTube. And it has been quite a journey. I've gotten to know a lot of people. My pricing is for those people who visit my website, it's for YouTube people only. Outside YouTube, I charge a lot more. I wanted to make this available for everyday people, somebody who wants to really invest in themselves and better themselves. Like I said, I am very thorough. My coaching consists of audio exchange. You send an audio of 20-minute max with your story, which start with childhood, adolescence, going into college years up until today. And I go through every single audio more than once. I listen to it extensively. I take extensive notes. I'm interested in every single word you say. Sometimes I play it back 10 times just to make sure I heard every single thing you said. Different people, different accents, all sorts of backgrounds, you name it, I've worked with them. I've worked with people with trauma, people with addictions, like I said, different backgrounds, all sorts of stories, you name it, I've worked with them. The only thing I ask is that you come humble, you be respectful, and you be honest and open. In coaching, you really need to understand with me, I'm a very direct person. I don't tolerate disrespect. Just like I preach on my channel, you need to respect yourself. I respect myself very much. And I respect the work that I do. I do want to help as many people as I can. But in coaching, you really need to come humble and open and honest and drop your ego at the proverbial door. You do have to sign an agreement with me when you book coaching with me. I do recommend 2 to 3 months with me for the full, complete, reinvention of yourself, so to speak. There are other packages on my website, simply for those who want an entryway to my coaching, get familiar with myself and this and that. I have a lot of options, but I do recommend 2 to 3 months with me. Sometimes people stay a 4th month and a 5th month. It's up to you, but minimum it would be 2 to 3 months for the full work that I have to do. I have different exercises, but essentially my work consists of mapping out your history, your belief systems, getting to know you, getting to know what doesn't work, so that I can help you essentially change your life. And for me personally, I look back at the now 13 years that I've been kind of on this journey of understanding how manifestation works. I wish somebody gave me this fucking package back then. I would sign up in a heartbeat. But I've been coaching for the last almost 8 years now, and it has worked magically. For those people who really come humble, come prepared, want to do the work, and don't get offended at my directness. I'm very direct. I don't beat around the bush. I tell you like it is. If you want to get offended, that's your choice, or you can take it to the bank and cash it in and start working on the issues that you have. You have the choice of residing in your dysfunction for the rest of your life, or spend 3 months of coaching, or even if it's 4 months in coaching, or even if it's 5 months in coaching with me, and fix your issues and go on your merry, jolly adventure of life, manifesting left and right. I tell you everything I know in my coaching. It's a little bit hard to deliver everything I cover in my coaching in audios on YouTube, because it's very personalized, it's custom made. All of the coaching that I do in person is basically, depends what the issue is with the person. Now, parenthesis here really quick, since I've gotten quite a few emails about this question. I don't coach once a week, okay? We talk throughout the week, right? So you have access to me via text, via email, and via audio. I go over your audio. It takes me 1 or 2 days, 3 days max to get back to you. If you take a little bit longer to get back to me, that's your prerogative. I have no problem with that whatsoever whenever you get around to it. But I've noticed, because I never watch other coaches, but it has been brought to my attention recently and throughout my coaching on YouTube, that other coaches just spend like an hour a week on their clients. And I found this really offensive, because that's no help at all. I spend, at least 10 hours a week on each client. And then let me explain why. Because first of all, I do answer your audio within 2 to 3 days, maximum 3 days. If it's a longer audio, sometimes I ask, like, my prerequisite is that you do not send me more than 20-minute audio. Sometimes though, I do ask a client, send me another one, and then I'll answer them both. And then I take, a couple days more. But that's only because that's what I see that is necessary for that particular client at that point in time, right? So, but for me to go over a 20-minute audio, it takes me literally 2 hours. Why? Because I play it one time, I just listen to it. I want to kind of like get a feel for it. And then I listen to it again, and sometimes I play certain parts more than once to make sure I get all my notes in order. It's almost like a transcript of what you're saying to me, but not really. It's actually notes what I see that is important, what you're saying to me. And I want to write it down, and for 2 reasons. 1, I want to discuss it with you. And 2, I want to be able to look back on it later on. And 3, actually, I want to be able to map out the whole history, and then once in a while I look over it. It's like a book dedicated to you. Everybody has their own notepad, and I see the whole entire picture comes alive for me, especially when I'm first getting to know somebody and this and that. So it's a very meticulous process, but it works because it is so meticulous and because it is so thorough. I don't, there've been times where somebody told me that they went even to a therapist or a coach, and that coach didn't remember something very vital about that person. I think that's quite fucking embarrassing. Once in a while, don't get me wrong, I'll forget a very vital detail, this and that, meaning like maybe it's a name, or maybe it's, something not really vital, I would say. Let me correct that, if you please. Not really vital, but something that is not really important. I will forget that. But for the most part, I know your history front to back, whatever you tell me, and that's why I take extensive notes. Now, in every package, like I said, there's a telephone session included, not one, but many, 5 to be precise, in a monthly package. And that is because I want to start out with a phone session. It's included in the package when you sign up. You do need to sign the agreement. It's pretty straightforward agreement. The fee is non-refundable. You need to be respectful. Don't send me more than one audio of 20 minutes unless I ask you to, and just don't rebuttal me, please. Please be civilized. And that I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm a coach, okay? You can check out my website. I do prefer you use Cash App or Zelle. Okay, for payment, you can email me for any questions that you have. And like I said, we interact throughout the week. You basically, the main difference between me and the most coaches is that you get to interact with me throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the many months. Pretty regularly, 2 to 3 times a week at least. And again, if you take your sweet time to respond to me, that's up to you. I understand there's obligations, life happens, this and that, but basically I hold your hand throughout the entire process so that you never need another coach again, and you go on your merry journey of manifestation. Again, if you have any questions, please comment or email me. My email is directly below. All right. So it just so happens it's my birthday week. So happy birthday to me. I hope my darling, lovely YouTube family celebrates with me. I'm very excited, and I really wanted to record this because I'm inspired to do so. And I was actually going to record this earlier, but there were some things I had to do. The subject of today is how to be the master magician. And that's basically, my entire channel is centered around this premise. How to be that person who doesn't give a shit about 3D and is too busy thinking about how to create magic. That's the entire premise, right? The idea that I always stress in my audios, in my coaching, is that you need to work on your beliefs. You need to work on your blueprint. Not a goddamn fucking thing is going to change unless you work on yourself. Period. Which is why coaching is so effective with the right person. A lot of people come into my coaching and they say, oh my God, Anna, thank God for you because I resonate with you, with your confidence, la la la. Good. All right. But pick somebody that you resonate with. Right? Because a lot of people, it just seems to me, I'm not bragging on me, I'm bragging on my inspiration. And you guys know, those of you who have been on my channel, I know this, that just starting this channel alone didn't come from me. This came from inspiration. Inspiration means in spirit, inspired by divine guidance, if you will. I'm channeling here. And a lot of the times I will listen back to the recording of what I was saying on my channel or to my clients, and I don't fucking remember what the fuck I said. I literally that's me. Wow, it surely is my voice, but I have no idea. When did I say that? I said that? Oh, that's good. And sometimes my clients quote me back in their recordings, in their audios. I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. I said that? That's fantabulous. It sounds really brilliant, actually. So what I mean to say is that I'm not bragging on me. I'm bragging on inspiration. And so to get into the flow of magic, in other words, right? Which is what I'm here teaching, or trying to teach at least, people who are receptive enough, is letting go of that blueprint. Really seeing how the dysfunction that has been up until now in your life, that has been preventing you, limiting you from going all the way in, all in, into your magicianship. That blueprint doesn't fucking serve you, has never served you. And you know, for most people, I just had this conversation with a friend/employee this morning. I said, you know, I think you're limited by your past beliefs, by your background of your family struggling, this and that. And I think you ought to let go of that shit. And only then are you able to move forward. But it's uncomfortable. For most people, it's the most uncomfortable fucking shit. It's like, you know, if you were wearing some really uncomfortable shoes for most of your life, and suddenly, you had the means to go buy the most expensive shoes under the sun, the most comfortable but expensive and beautiful shoes. And you wore those shoes, but you felt so out of place. It was so uncomfortable internally, emotionally. This is not me, this is not who I actually am. But it is who you are. And that's what I'm actually here teaching. Underneath all that bullshit, you are the golden Buddha. You always have been. That's the entire fuck you, in your mind, that you cannot let go of that dysfunction because it's so familiar, because it's what you know. And so for most people, it's really fucking uncomfortable to let go of the dysfunction because it's familiar, because that's all you know. And it takes some time. Most of the time, it takes some time to say, what if I trusted the universe being on my side? What if I really got comfortable being exactly who I am, did exactly what I wanted to do, was exactly who I'm supposed to be? Do you know the kind of fucking miracles that would happen in your life? It would be unfathomable to you right now. Why? Because from this premise where you're operating from right now, with the beliefs that don't serve you, never have served you in a million fucking years, okay, you are right. You are right. From this premise, you are correct. And with this belief system, it's unfathomable. But with the new belief system that is constantly calling you, inspiring you, and driving you to let go of that bullshit and go towards the light, go towards the magic. In that realm, in that world, you are omnipotent. You are nobody's like you, because nobody's like you. Your power is unparalleled. You can decide in any given moment that you're quitting that fucking bullshit belief system and go towards something that is actually beneficial. Now, it's going to be scary. Like I said, it's going to be completely scary. I don't want to discount the fact that it's scary, because a lot of people make light of it and say, oh no, you can just, work on your beliefs and la la la. Okay, but what is the process? The process is that you're going to get shit scared. Because it's like going into the wide open ocean and you don't have a fucking, life jacket. You don't need a fucking life jacket. You just need to swim. That's it. You know how to swim. Just fucking swim into the wide open ocean and to the unlimited possibilities. This is a metaphor, by the way. Just want to make sure that people understand. Go into the possibility realm that is absolutely unlimited. Don't just stay on the shore looking at the water. Don't just put your feet in the water. Metaphor again for those people who, are going to question me. Swim into the wide open ocean. Go fucking all in. All in. And so the magicianship starts with asking. Ask. Open your mouth and ask, or ask with your heart, ask with your intention, but ask big. Don't just ask for fucking glass of water, ask for the fucking motherfucking ocean. Go all the way. So many times people come into my coaching and they're like, oh, I just want to this little bit and this and that. And they come to me with their scripts and I'm like, what is this? What is this? This is bullshit. Can you please write a real script here? Ask for millions of dollars. Ask for billions of dollars. Ask for marriage. Ask for kids. Ask for entrepreneurship. Ask for blah, 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 blah. Ask for every fucking thing you want under the sun. You are unparalleled. You are extraordinary. There is unlimited power within you. And you've been succumbing to some kind of fucking bullshit belief system because you have not discovered who you are. Not yet, maybe in your case. But how to be the master magician? Ask. The number one thing is ask. If you don't ask, you don't fucking get. All right? Here's a kicker. And I already discussed this many times. You're not so original. When you ask, that desire already existed before you asked. Before you ask, it was given. I like to put it this way. It was done before you asked. Because it is. It has been done before you asked. Why? Because the parallel reality that you asked has always already existed and will always exist till the end of motherfucking time. It was always there. You are just going into the library. I gave this example to one of my clients one time, and you're selecting a book and you're turning the page and you're going, this please. Now there are myriads of books. You can select any book at all with any description, any kind of situation, any SP, money, story, entrepreneurship, this and that and the other. You can have it all, but select. Your job as a master magician is to select, ask, select, demand, command. It's your responsibility. Show up, decide, ask, and command. Ask, decide, command. It's up to you. It's not up to your SP. Don't rely on other people. That's a recipe for disaster. Other people have nothing to do with your life, in the sense that if you sit in the middle of your universe and you decided this person is going to change their mind now, or this sum of money is going to come to me now, irregardless of what happened in the past, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Name a circumstance, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. And again, I've had this person comment the other day on my last audio about abusive people, and he or she asked, well, wouldn't it be fun to revise the abusive person to not be abusive towards others? I agree. But for me, my philosophy is such that if a person is abusive, that's where I draw the line. I don't think anybody should go over this kind of situation more than once. My philosophy is that if somebody abused you, there's some action to be taken in the 3D, and you should be done with that situation, but immediately. And then go to work on yourself and then create whatever else you want to create. But yeah, you can recreate them, but the reality is that they're not part of your reality. So who gives a shit? They can go on their merry journey of self-discovery, hopefully, self-realization and self-motivation, hopefully. But they're going to connect with other people who are on that same frequency, because you happen to have been on that frequency, and that's why they connected with you. This is why certain situations are just not, I don't recommend to recreate them, or even if you change that person, and you could, I just recommend going forward and creating something healthier for yourself. And in the process of self-discovery, you're going to find out that how right I am, and how this is true, that you don't even want anything to do with that person anymore, if you really confront the truth about them being abusive. Because most people who go through trauma and abuse try to kind of like code it in something else and say, well, it wasn't that bad. No, it was fucking bad. It was bad. So stop excusing the bullshit. Even those people, though, they really serve you tremendously, twofold. I mean, the benefits are plural, but twofold. One is that they reflect back to you what you have to work on. And two, there usually is a tremendous benefit in realizing that you did create that, and you can create something else. Now, I don't mean, parenthesis here, I really, really don't mean, because I had these cases where a person was abused and they were not an adult. They were children. That's different. I think when you're already an adult and you're just recreating certain things, that's what I'm talking about. If you couldn't have a say, if you didn't have the choice, that's very, very different. And that's not what I mean. But once you're a conscious manifester, you really understand that there's something within you that basically, it's like you're bleeding and the shark can smell the blood, and they are drawn to you for that very reason. So as soon as you heal yourself, the sharks are no longer attracted to you. I hope I said that correctly. Okay, back to the topic. You really need to have a daily practice to be a master magician. This is a must. This is not up for negotiation. And by that, I really mean meditation. In the morning, at least. I meditate in the morning and at night. A lot of my clients know that I started meditating 12 years ago. Maybe a little bit more than that, because I couldn't go to sleep. And it has revolutionized my life. It completely changed me as a person. It changed so many things about me. It changed my productivity. It changed everything. It went like I was in 3D and now I am in 5D or maybe even 11D. Who knows by now. But it has changed me completely. I remember precisely the point where I realized that my life will never be the same. Because I woke up in the middle of the night, and my heart was beating so fast I thought it was going to jump out of my chest. And at that point I was meditating for about a month, and just to put myself to sleep and really get a good night's sleep. And I was really getting really nice sleep at that point, which was extraordinary for me at that point. So the meditation is a must. Now today I meditate differently. I can sit with my eyes open. I don't really close my eyes. You don't really have to. There's no rules, is what it is. I can be walking and meditating. Meditation essentially means that you're meditating an idea, an outcome, a reality. To me, that's what it really means. But you have to find the space where you just go quiet in your mind. You're not bothered by anything. You're not communicating with anybody. You just, for that time, you are in your frame, in your mode, and that's all that's happening at that point. The other benefit of meditation, and I hope I really verbalize this in a way that it can make sense for a lot of people, is that you have to make your dreams stationary. What I mean by that is that when you're meditating on a certain world, on a certain outcome, on a certain SP, money, whatever it is that you're doing in your imagination, in your vibration. So you have to make this. Imagine you're working through a movie set or a theater production set, a stage. The decorations, the props, this and that. This is what I mean by it being there, stationary all the time. It's there, unmovable. You're creating a world out of your energy, out of your imagination. And you're revisiting that world in your meditation. And as you do it, you won't have to meditate so much as you just go into that world in your imagination. Throughout the day, you will be thinking about that situation. You will just visit it. It will be familiar to you. It's like, wow, this is the world that I've created. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. These are all the things that I want, the SP, the money, the career, whatever it is you're working on right now at the moment. You're literally communicating with the parallel reality that has already been there all this time before. And you're just drawing it into your nowness, to your experience, with your energy, with your passion, with your excitement. Now, this is not to say that you're going to be needy about it or desperate. This doesn't work. No, you need to be like a free-floating butterfly, enjoying this process and being like, wouldn't it be wonderful if? Wouldn't that be fucking fantastic? Oh, this would be so fantastic. This would be so marvelous. Like, have you ever noticed when you really are desperate or needy, nothing fucking happens? Yeah, because that energy doesn't fly like a butterfly. What flies like a butterfly is excitement, joy. Find something to be joyful about, whether that's your, I don't know, whether that's your clothes or your pets or the fucking flowers or roses. I love roses. Or Anything at all that excites you in your current reality, that goes through the roof for you and with enjoyment. And you really appreciate those things. And even the shitty shit, right? You can say, well, yeah, right, so that happened, but I can see how this is still to my benefit. It's all how you interpret things. So as much as you can go back to that world with excitement, with pure intention of this is so easy, this is so light and easy. It is easy. Okay, for example, when people tell me, oh, I need this sum of money, I can't afford your coaching. Yeah, this is not really how it works, okay? First of all, money is the easiest to attract. It's impartial. It doesn't give a shit. It's just numbers is all it is. It's easy. Money is easy. SP is easy. Everything is easy. It really is. I don't mean to irritate people with being like, blasé. No, it really is easy. You know why? Because it's on a frequency of ease. It's on a frequency of passion, of excitement, of being totally one with inspiration. Again, I go back to inspiration. Do you think inspiration is like hard? It's like I have to like plow away like a cow in the field? No, it's easy. Go watch the greats, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan, whoever, Rolling Stones. They all will tell you, the greatest song came to me in like 5 seconds. Bryan Adams, okay? Anybody at all who is creative or musician, they will tell you, the bestseller that Bryan Adams created Everything I Do For You in a London studio, not even thinking that this was going to be a hit. You know the song, Everything I Do It For You? Yeah. That was the song for Robin Hood movie. And you know what? They didn't believe in that fucking song so much that they put it in the end, in the credits in the movie. And it was like the most obscene of things, but he wrote it in like 2 minutes in some London studio. And guess what? This is the song that everybody knows him by around the world, and people like cry to this music till this time, till today. They fucking adore that song. But he wrote it in like 2 minutes out of being like, here we are in the studio, we might as well write something. I don't know, here we go. Something, whatever. And then they put it in a movie, and hoopla, it's the most, everybody knows this song. So when you're not dragged down by facts, the seeming 3D that came from your imagination, from your thoughts and emotions in the fucking first place, you get to create something completely new. Who cares what the 3D shows you? Really, who the fuck cares what 3D shows you? I'm so tired of talking about 3D. 3D is your slave. Write it down, post it on your forehead. Seriously though, 3D is your, and then when you look in the mirror, it's gonna be there, okay? I'm sorry. Oh, funny. It's nothing but the outpicturing of your consciousness. At that moment in time, that was your consciousness. Cool. So now in my coaching, we examine, all right, your consciousness created that. Let's figure out why. This is why I don't tolerate people who are so fucking touchy-feely that I can't even tell them what the fuck I think. It's my job to tell you what I think. It's my job to give you the feedback, right? If you're in coaching, you should know that. If you want to go and sit in the therapist's office for 900 years with no feedback, be my guest. Please go for it, my darling. I have no problem. The coach's job is to give you feedback. And sometimes you're not going to fucking like what I say. Why? Because it's not going to be complimentary. It shouldn't be. Not everything is thank you and please. Sometimes I will curse and not curse at you. No, God forbid. No, I respect my clients. But I will make my point with curse words. And I will say, this is what the fuck the problem is, right? This is what it is. This is where it is. I see it, and I hope you see it too, so we can work on it. And that's what coaching is. Parenthesis here. And so your inspiration is truly, truly the magic wand that you need to get fucking familiar with like no tomorrow. What it is, you meditate yourself into that world, you receive nudges, information, certain things that you are drawn towards, certain people that you are drawn towards or away from. Okay? It works both ways. It's like repelling and attracting what it is you need. It's transformative. Inspiration is transformative. Sometimes you drop some people or drop some projects or whatever, and you're drawn towards something higher. Why? Because in that parallel reality, you reside on a higher frequency. And on a higher frequency, certain people will fall away, certain projects will fall away, certain whatever will fall away. And that's all right. This is why, like I said, going back to abusive people, I don't think you should revisit that because that's on another fucking frequency and you don't want to go there. And finally, self-realization, right? And what do I mean by that? Self-realization means that you realize once and for all that you are in charge. Nobody is going to decide for you. You're the CEO, the chairman, the owner of your fucking life. That's it, period. Always have been, and you are now. It's time that you sit in that fucking chair and claim your life. Claim your life. Simple. Why give away if you're one of these lazy people who I don't really like, who wants to give away the power, this one upset me. Okay, people will upset you, people will piss you off. But at the end of the day, are you still in the chair of the CEO of your life? If you are, then you can change things. Then you can decide to not have that experience, cut that person off, make a decision to do something grand out of that. Still, there's all sorts of ways that you can maneuver your life if you understand that you're in charge. Rescripting an SP, bringing an SP back, that's child's play. You reside in the chair of the CEO of your life. The ownership is up to you. You're the master magician. Don't ever forget that shit, right? So if something shitty happens, again, you can redo it. You can, whatever you want to do, it's fine. But it's up to you to realize that, oh, wait a minute, I forgot. I'm in charge here. Nobody else is. I get to decide what's right for me. I get to decide what I want to do next. I get to decide it all. So if yesterday I thought I'm not good enough for my SP, I'm unlovable, I'm not talented, blah, 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 blah. No, today is a new motherfucking day. I am a genius. I am so attractive. Everybody fucking loves me. Everybody appreciates my talents. I am prospering. I am magnificent. I am gifted. I am so good looking. I am on my way to an amazing, amazing journey of re-becoming who I really am. Because the truth is, honestly, you already are that person. You already are the master magician. You just forgot. Some of the experiences will make you forget who you really are. Some of the people will make you forget who you really are. You just need to remind yourself, and you need to keep reminding yourself every single day that you are in that chair. You are in that chair of being the master magician in the center of the universe, the golden Buddha, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where you command the entire universe of your life. And I mean the entirety of it. every single person, every single thing. You don't need to accept anything less than. Never do you have to do that ever again. Never, no, no. Under the moon, under the sun, under the fucking stars, it doesn't matter. Never does that happen again. And can I tell you something? When you make that decision so firmly, when you know that you're brilliant, when you know that you're the master magician, the whole world thinks you are too. That's the kind of mind fuck that I really want you to have. It's not up to anybody, it's up to you. When you decide that you're the master magician of your life, everybody else just follows. Everybody else just follows. Nobody has free will. If you get off track, just get back on track. That's all right. Nobody's perfect. You need to remain on purpose. You need to remain savvy about what it is that you're creating. You need to challenge your old belief system. You need to work on your worlds. And some people will say that's imaginary. Everything comes from the imagination. So thank you. You need to work on your stationary world of the new blueprint, the new world, the new imaginary world that is there already available to you because of parallel realities. And you really need to trust that the universe is 100% on your side all the time, 100% of the time. Your SP, your money, your career, your work, promotion, whatever you want to name it, is not separate from you. You just have to invite it in and open the door and say, come on in. I've been so confused before, but now I know better. Because the truth is that you're the only one that's keeping it away so ever so masterfully, may I say. Because you're still thinking that somehow you don't deserve it, or that somebody else who's deciding for you. And nothing of the kind is true. You deserve everything that you want. In fact, you already had it. If you didn't want it so much as you do now, the reason that you want it is because you already have it. So just switch yourself into the parallel reality where you are that person. You are that person who not only lives in that imagination, but experiences this reality day to day to day to day. And before too long, you will be living it. Trust me when I tell you, it does come with self-work. There's no question about it, because it's only through self-examination, the belief work, and understanding that you're the only one creating this reality and nobody outside has ever been creating your reality, as long as you were consciously feeling, thinking, and having emotions, parenthesis here, as long as you were an adult, in other words. And make today your day to be a brand new start, a brand new you, a brand new person, and get into my coaching. If you need coaching, all the information from me is below. If you have any questions, the email is also below. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Ciao, ciao.